the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 1. It says, the vision of Isaiah the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. It says, hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahweh has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth its owner, and the donkey its master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people do not consider. Alas, alas, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a brood of evildoers, children who are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked to anger the Holy One of Israel. They have turned away backward. It says, "Would you should be? Why should you be stricken again? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faints. From the sole of the foot even to the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and petrifying sores. They have not been closed or bound up or soothed with ointment. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Strangers devour your land in your presence, and it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers. So the daughter of Zion is left as a booth in a vineyard, and as a hut in a garden of cucumbers, a besieged city. Unless Yahweh of hosts has left us a very small remnant, we would have become like Sodom. We would have been made like Gomorrah. Hear the word of Yahweh, you rulers of Sodom. Give ear to the law of our God, you people of Gomorrah. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices to me? Says Yahweh. I have had enough of burnt offerings of rams and the fat of the fed cattle. I do not delight in the blood of bulls, or of lambs, or goats. When you come to appear before me, who has required this from your hand to trample my courts? Bring no more futile sacrifices. Incense is an abomination to me. It says, the new moons, the Sabbaths, and the calling of assemblies. I cannot endure iniquity in the sacred meeting. Your new moons and your appointed feasts my soul hates. They are a trouble to me. I am weary of bearing them. When you spread out your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. Even though you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Wash yourselves, make yourselves clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before my eyes. Cease to do evil and learn to do good. Seek justice, rebuke the oppressor, defend the fatherless, plead for the widow. Come now, and let us reason together, says Yahweh. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be white as snow. Though they are red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If you are willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. But if you refuse and rebel, you shall be devoured by the sword, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. How the faithful city has become a harlot. It was full of justice, righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers. Your silver has become dross, your wine mixed with water. Your princes are rebellious and companion of thieves. Everyone loves bribes and follows after rewards. They do not defend the fatherless, nor does the cause of the widow come before them. Therefore, thus said Yahweh says, the Lord of armies, the mighty one of Israel, I will rid myself of my adversaries and take vengeance on my enemies. I will turn my hand against you and thoroughly purge away your dross and take away all your alloy. I will restore your judges as at the first, and your counselors as at the beginning. Afterwards you shall be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. Zion shall be redeemed with justice, and her penitents with righteousness. The destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and those who forsake Yahweh shall be consumed. For they shall be ashamed of the terebinth trees which you have desired, and you shall be embarrassed because of the gardens which you have chosen. For you shall be as a terebinth tree whose leaf fades, and as a garden that has no water. The strong shall be as tinder, and the work of it as a spark. Both will burn together, and no one shall quench them. Call on Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the God of Gods. Much love to his only begotten Son, Yahushai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Much love to the chosen among the children of Israel, the elect. Shout out to the prophets, whoever they may be among the children of Israel. Much love to the Akim, the brothers that's in the word. And they go to the highways and byways. They do their videos. They do everything in their power to show Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that they love him and fear him. Much love to the beautiful Akwath women. And it's not a lot of you. And you love Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And whether you got a man or not, you still fear his law, statutes, and commandments. And you listen and you learn in silence. Today's title is the spirit of slavery, the return of the spirit of slavery. Okay, the return of the spirit of slavery. This photo is the wrong depiction of Lazarus at the king's table, because Lazarus was actually black, and you can see the king is the white man, and behind him is most likely a Jake from his skin color, an Israelite, but and the dogs are the nations that are licking and biting at Lazarus's body. So that is us right now. And one main event that occurred was on Martin Luther King Day, and a lot of racist things are coming into play, and these white people are actually showing their horns. They're showing their hand, and Elon Musk did a Nazi salute twice on stage and in front of millions of people, signifying that they are planning an attack on the children of Israel, and they want us to go back into slavery. They want us to submit to the slave master and have no rights and have no money and no means of taking care of ourselves, and go back to the plantations, with no money, not being paid anything, and just go back to the way things were when America was at its prime. Another thing that happened was the destruction of the Civil Rights Act for the 1964. That has been destroyed, even though paper never really mattered. I don't really care about them making promises on paper and saying that they're going to do this and do that, and applying it to the law, because these white people, they really don't care, and racism still goes on to this very day. It's getting worse, actually, and it's been happening a lot in the past, and they still been trying to treat us like shit and, harass us and attack us and kill us and accuse us, when actually the main person and the person that should be accused is the white people, for all the horrible things that they've done around the world, not only just around the world, but to the children of Israel mainly. But they want to throw blame on us, and when the world is blaming them for their actions and these war crimes and trespasses and robbery, they just throw blame on the children of Israel and turn the world's gaze on us. And like from what I've seen, the world, it's a lot of white people. It's not a lot of white people, but the nations are occupied by a lot of white people, and people that are racist, and they got the spirit of Esau in them. So dark skin is not really welcome, and other nations, not welcome, but it's very, very, it's not a lot. You'll see a lot of white Chinese people, you'll see a lot of white Japanese people, white Europeans, white Germans, just in different other nations. Even the Indonesians are white, and they got the melanated color, but the spirit of the white man is in them. They are part of the Slavic nations or slave nations. that'll serve us in the future. But they destroyed that act, even though it means little, because it wasn't never no equal rights. That doesn't exist. I don't know why a lot of people are so astonished and so shocked at that happened, this event that happened, because it doesn't mean anything. The only thing that'll probably mean is that these white people are starting to come out in the cut and do racist things and do fucked up things. And when you try to beat their ass or hurt them for it, they gonna call the police and use the rights against you, because right now they trying to maintain power, and they know that the children of Israel are coming into power. We are, and and the white man is doing everything in his power to stay in rule. Even with this plans to great reset, which is putting us back into slavery, and and um keeping us down and forcing us to rebuild a decayed nation, when that's not going to happen. The Lord is not going to allow that to happen. So He wants to do that with the with the destruction and the fall of the dollar, and the mark of the beast that's coming into play. World War III, and great destruction. And then he wants he wants to rebuild that, from the ashes, so because he knows that people are not going to, you know, be with that, and the Israelites are refused. And actually, the Israelites are formidable in battle, so he's going to have a hard time trying to get them to obey, which is impossible, at this point, so. And with the rise of the elect waking up, and the Israelites starting to know who they are by the thousands each day, the white man is angry, and he's afraid, because he knows that the Lord is about to take the power from him. So we can get a quick video real quick, and we can start from there. I got a couple of videos. But yeah, their time is up, so they starting to bring in more fucked up laws and oppress the people, and getting prepared to attack us, because he knows that the other nations are not coming into power. They won't be the next world power. The next world power will be Israel, the resurrection, and they want to do everything to stop that. We can check.
How did you hear there's sightings of aliens?
We're gonna wait. We're gonna get to that next. Go back to this real quick.
On this app, speaking to white Americans have been fleeing to another Chinese each other or not. Today I want to talk about poverty in America. So since the United States, Donald Trump's administration has threatened to ban TikTok in America because it's not an American-owned company, Americans have been fleeing to another Chinese app called RedNote. And in that note, white Americans, this is mostly white Americans, and Chinese people are talking back and forth about the propaganda that each country has spread about the other. And what they say, and I've been listening to this very carefully, is that the propaganda that America has put out about itself to the Chinese people is wrong. But the propaganda that the Chinese people have put out about America is right. And what that means is that America has tried to paint the picture of not only China, but any other country in the world as being third world, third rate, not as good as America. Everything that's popping and that's going on good in the world is in America. But the Chinese are showing a different side of China in this app. They are showing beautiful cities.
Okay, mind you that just because that is going on, that doesn't mean that they're not in cahoots with America, because America, white man go by color. So the Chinese could be Chinese, but they're gonna consider themselves white, to have partnership and to make money from the white man and off the backs of the children of Israel. Because remember, Israel, America is the trade of the world. It's the heart of the world, because the Israelites are here, and a lot of the nations benefit off our slavery and off making money off our backs. So this right here really doesn't matter, and I don't care about them being painted as being like good or trying to come in and be righteous and um trying to have peace with the blacks or whatever when they really not. They just in it for their own benefit. And like I said, white man is big on skin color. This is why he in the shit he's in the first place. And these Asians and these Japanese people and these Chinese people and other people that are white, they consider themselves white people, and they in cahoots with them. Besides China and the other nations are a part of the seven-headed dragon, and they are in cahoots with Babylon. So they really not in it for our interest. They could really care less. They just want to keep making money off of us and using our propaganda of everybody getting along, and they want peace when they are actually a part of what's about to go down with the children of Israel. And not only that, they'll be standing aside watching us being attacked and not doing nothing about it, because a lot of these nations didn't interfere when the white man was destroying us during our slave time. They all stood by and they all watched and they benefited off of it. So, like I said, right now it's not a good time to be white at all. It's not a good time to be around them. It's a lot of animosity and racism brewing. Once again, and the white people have a desire to put us back into slavery, which is impossible. And the Negroes, the Mexicans, and the Indians, the children of Israel, they are waking up, and everybody knows prophecy, so they know that Israel is going to come in. When the white man falls off, they will be the ones to rule the world forever, and it won't be any other nation. So, what other way than to them to drop everything that they're doing and they beefs against each other and go and attack this sole superpower that's rising out of America? So, yeah, Chinese and all of them, they can seem cool and all that, but they are part of the same shit too.
They're showing where they have free health care. They can buy apparently a cart full of groceries for $3, and they have a life of peace and ease. And these white Americans are listening to the Chinese people, realize that they've been lied to, that the Chinese people are not all walking around pushing a cart with no lights and living in a mud hut, and that everything is going on in America is not all flowery beds of ease. So the white people are now complaining about rent. They're complaining about buying food. They're complaining about having to pay if an ambulance comes to get you. They're complaining about health care. They don't know how they got here. Now, there have been a couple of black people who have been speaking on this app and speaking to white Americans about how they got here, how they got to the point now that they are complaining about food, they are complaining about medical services, they are complaining about paying the rent, they are complaining about things that black people have always complained about and black people have always struggled with. But again, we know how we got there, but they don't understand how they got to this point of poverty. But the reality is, white people have voted themselves into poverty. Every time they have had a chance to choose convenience, ease over racism, they have voted for racism. And that is why they are where they are. Because this country is very young. And the white people who came to this country were given all kinds of freebies. But while they were getting the freebies, we were eating the cost. We were doing the work. They were enjoying the fruits of our labor. That's how this country got started. So when black people were freed and they had to go to work for themselves, that changed the whole paradigm. And they have never been able to get over the fact that they are not entitled to free labor, to other people's wages. And they've been angry about this ever since. And that is why, whenever they have a chance to vote against something, that they think might help us, they are going to vote against that. And that is how they have voted themselves into poverty, not looking at their situation, but looking at our situation, determined to keep us down so we can't make any progress. They're not making any progress either. Let's look at health care. When President Obama was in office, he came up with the Affordable Care Act. They had it set up where if the government had sponsored that insurance, national insurance for people who didn't have insurance, that it would have been cost efficient for everybody. They voted against that and gave it Obamacare to make sure it didn't pass in Congress. And then when it finally passed under the Affordable Care Act, Donald Trump came in office, and the first thing he tried to do was to do away, to destroy the whole Affordable Care Act. And one justice on the Supreme Court, Justice Roberts, saved the Affordable Care Act for the American people. But they did everything they could to gut it, and the American people were behind it because they didn't want to support anything that President Obama came up with simply because he's black. That's all it was. So they voted for racism over convenience, over affordable health care for everybody. Some of the poorest, sickest white people in this country live in the South. These Southern governors would not expand Medicare so that these people in these rural areas where these hospitals have closed could have health care. They voted against it. So white people continue to vote themselves into poverty and then complain because they don't have anything. And now they because they really think they're better than everybody else in the world, they're doing better than everybody else. And then when they find out that no, you're not doing better than everybody else, because there are places where the government actually works to help the people. And that is not the case in the United States. They make us pay through the nose for everything, because every time something comes up that might help the people who are against black people, these racist politicians, will come up with some type of scare tactic, turning black people into the boogeyman for white people to be scared of and mad at, so that these politicians can go behind the scenes and come up with sweetheart deals for themselves, giving themselves a big raise, giving themselves vacation time, coming up with all kinds of perks for themselves, while they are making the American people pay more and more and more. But
So peep that. That's exactly what was happening when Jacob was coming out of slavery. And nobody cares about how these white people feel and about them going into poverty. This is the lesser white people that we speak about, these low level Edomites, that don't understand what the governments and the secret societies that exist are doing. And while they over here attacking with us with racism, and was attacking us with slavery and killing us and hanging us and burning us in the streets, these secret societies was getting together with these, their politicians and these government officials. They was all getting together, and they was heaping up all the riches and the treasures to themselves, and leaving the rest of their population to rot. And now we in the times to where it's becoming much, much worse for these low level white people, and they are starting to feel the gravity of what their governments and their people are doing to them. These secret societies are doing to them, and they not helping them, and they abandoning them. And these dumb white people are so stupid that they would believe the media, and that they would believe the government, and that they would attack, the children of Israel, while these politicians and your president and these governments and these secret societies live deliciously and let them rot. And this is what they were doing during those slavery times, and during the times when Jacob was coming out of slavery, and these riots and shit that was happening in slavery, and Jacob was fighting for his rights. These white people was out there attacking us and assaulting us. And meanwhile, the secret societies and these Democrats and these Republicans are and these governments are fucking turning up, partying up, sipping martinis and going on vacations and going to go travel the world, while the lower level Edomites are fucking supposedly fighting for what they believe in, and little do they know they're being manipulated too. You know, it's not prior because them, it's not just them being manipulated, it's that because they are racist and they are, you know, evil at heart. This is who they really are, you know, and at the end of the day, nobody even really cares, you know, because you guys should have been paying attention to your leaders and the people that you had and put in power, you know, even in the past. But you wanted to be racist assholes and attack the former slaves that are set free, and what she said is true, that we are the bag, we are the fortune, we are the gold, we are the silver, and without us the nation is rotten inside out, and they whole goal right now is to try and put us back into slavery. That way we can work for them and rebuild this nation and save it, you know. So but that's not going to happen, you know, and a lot of the Israelites are waking up and realizing that we have the power. We have the power. Yahweh Shem Yahushai and the name Yahushai put the power on us. But the 2/3 haven't realized that. They need to realize that. But if they don't, when they clash in the race war, a lot of our people are going to die because they don't have the permission and they don't have the authority to fight the white man. They don't have it. They didn't ask for permission from the Lord. They just thought that they was fighting for what was right, and they weren't even close to it at all. You know, you're gonna die for your own causes and for your own desires rather than allowing Yahweh Shem Yahushai to lead you guys into battle. You know, that's exactly what's going to happen because the Lord is going to lead us. He's going to cause them to go to war to punish those 2/3. But, you know, if the 2/3 would have just went back to the Lord, he would have led us all into battle and we would have just crushed the enemy just like that, you know. But this is what's going to happen, you know. So, but not straying away from the point. Yeah, she is right about that. And you know, these white folks, they don't care. They at the point to where they know what the government is doing, but they don't care because they feel like, okay, one thing that we can all agree on is that everything was okay when these black people, you know, were in slavery, you know. So we should try to fight for those laws to come back so we can get more rights and we can get what we want and we can still keep living, because right now they slipping out of comfortability, they slipping out of power, you know, they losing momentum and they getting slower and slower right now. So they feel like, okay, you know, what we all can agree on is that everything was okay when they were in slavery. So let's put them back into slavery. Let's oppress them and we can start getting the money back and getting everything back to normal and being in the good gracious of these other nations and keeping trade going and keeping Babylon being the heart, and for these nations to be at our mercy. Because like they say, if a person controls Israel, they control the world. And it's two different Israels. You're talking about Israel as in the state, the country, and then you got the people. Well, they got both, you know, so they control the world. But right now, they can't control Israel, and Israel is growing out of control, and they're starting to dominate in places where the white man don't want them to be, and taking over power and taking a place. So, you know, right now, you know, white man is at his last stretch, and that's all that there is to it. And nobody cares, bro. Nobody really cares, and that's you. That you didn't control your government. That's on you. That you didn't check on these secret societies. That's on you. That you allowed yourself to come in these binds, especially these lower level Edomites that are starting to feel the effect of what their government is doing. And like the Lord said, if Satan stand against Satan, how can his kingdom stand? It cannot stand but have an end. And that's exactly what it is.
The white people choose it. They choose the racism over convenience. Every time they have a chance to vote for something that's going to help everybody, they will vote for the racism. They would rather not have the help themselves if they think black people are going to get some help. And that's their problem. That is their problem. And they're just going to have to live with it. Anytime anything comes up about reducing the cost of something, if they think black people are going to be helped by it, they're going to vote against it. They're going to use some word like crime, or he's against crime, or they are raping white women, or some old foolishness like that. But behind the scenes, they are taking away freedoms and they are jacking up the price of everything. Anything that they think that's going to help black people, and it's always in the back of their minds. Anything they think is going to hurt black people, they're going to vote for it. They don't care if it hurts themselves. These white people in America left Europe, left European countries where everybody was white, to come to a country, to a part of the world where there were dark skinned people living. Then they went to Africa, all the way to Africa, to get black people to come and live in their backyard with the aim of robbing them of their humanity and of their labor. So if they wanted to live in a homogenous society where they could be for all for one and one for all, they should have stayed their asses in Europe. So it's very good that they're having this conversation with the Chinese people. China is a homogenous society, which means that all of them are Chinese, they all look alike. So maybe they don't have the same animosity towards each other that people have when they're in a multiracial society. But the main thing that's coming out of this discourse for me between the white people and the Chinese is that white people don't listen. They are not very observant. They see disparities in America between black people and white people, and it never registers with them. They see the suffering of other groups of people, and it doesn't register with them. They got to talk to some Chinese people on the other side of the world to realize that they don't pay attention to what they're doing, and they don't pay attention to what anybody else is doing. Black people have had to learn how to regulate in this society, and white people are going to have to learn how to do the same thing. We are never going to have what they have in China because those people have a different mindset. China is an old country. America is a young country. Those people in China have been through everything together. And probably one group of people hasn't been able to live off the fat of the other group. So they can stop eyeing China as a model for America because America will never be that. But hopefully, some of them will move to China and maybe they will have a mind change and maybe a change of heart because we certainly haven't seen that from them here in America. But anyway, y'all, look out for this app if you can. And they have them on YouTube. They're coming on YouTube talking about it. So listen to what they're saying because these people really don't pay attention. They're not observant and they don't listen. And people who don't observe and who don't listen don't learn. So anyway, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for.
Right, and they and Esau is mad because he going broke, and the other nations are leaving. And pretty soon it's gonna get to a point to where, even if not, it already is to where these nations, these people that came to the nations, are realizing, okay, you guys don't have the slavery, you guys don't have these Israelites in check, and they are taking over and taking power, and you guys are going broke. And since the system is all fucked up, then the rest of these people that's coming from the other nations, they're gonna go back home, and they're gonna rather thrive there. The only reason why they came here is to live off the backs of the Israelites and send all of the money that they're making off our backs to these other countries, pumping them, and reaping the benefits off them. That's exactly what they do. They'll come out here with their passports and green cards or whatever you want to call them, and come from overseas and get a job, start a career, get a family, and then send thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars back from America to the countries that they come from, because these countries are poor and they are third world. And without us, they wouldn't have the things that they have, and they wouldn't have any of the benefits that they have. So she can't really talk about China being also innocent when they are the dogs that's licking Lazarus on the road. And when the time comes for America to be destroyed, they're all going to be pissed off because that's where the money is coming from. It's coming from America, But at the end of the day, what she did say is right. These nations are starting to laugh at Esau because he going broke. These white people going broke, and they losing it, and they losing the fight, and they don't have what they used to have. And back in the days, like fucking like what 6-7 years ago. So it's just like, who cares at this moment? And the only thing that the white man got left is to fight and try to take what he wants. But that's not going to work because you let the children of Israel become too strong. Now they're so strong they can overpower you. So now they're trying to figure out how they're going to attack us and how they're going to approach us and get their best guns ready, and get their tactics ready. Hell, shit, everybody knows prophecy by now, so it's not going to be just them. It's going to be it's going to be a number of nations that take part in this event that's coming. They already got it all set up. So that right there, what's going on between America and China is kind of an illusion, because China and them, they all believe a lot of them believe in the Bible too. These other nations, they believe and they've heard the truth about it already. So they want to rule. So they'll do anything, whatever it takes to get rid of any kind of competition. So they're going to help America attack us. So, don't try to put them on a pedestal when they ain't no different. They believe in white people too because they skin color match. And that's exactly what it is. They can't be like, oh, I'm not white, I'm Chinese, but you rep their skin color. So when people look at you now, they look at you as white Chinese. They'll put the white first before they put the Chinese. Oh, he Chinese. No, white Chinese at this point. Because you done repped it so hard and you done supported them. And in order for you to get a good footing in America, you have to diss the black people. You have to diss the Israelites. Fuck those niggers. And they gave you a good position in society. That's exactly what happened.
Want to start a JLPG? Japanese Pod 101 is giving away 3 free kanji PDF workbooks.
What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank.
Before we get started, and mind you, the Israelites, they not racist. This is the trippy part about the children of Israel. They're not racist. We actually like other nations. We actually potentially get along with them. It's a lot of Israelites that are having different relationships with other nations around the world, other nationalities and ethnicities. And we're not racist, but the fucked up part about it is that the world is racist towards us and they don't like us. And they hate our skin color all because of the media and how the white man governs it and what they portray us to be as and the conditions that he put us in, make us look like, instead of him being the rabid animal that he is, we are that rabid animal. We are the killers. We are the murderers. We're the oppressors. We're the attackers. When that is the other way around, then a lot of people are starting to see that. But like I said, they make money off our backs. So what they're going to do is try to help the white man stay in power or take his place and turn a blind eye to what's going on to the children of Israel, So, but like I said, they all going to put in that effort to get rid of us because they know that we're a growing superpower. That's what it's about.
Donald Trump just signed an executive order rolling back the 1964 civil rights legislation. Yes. Donald Trump, on I guess this is day 2, made sure it was his priority to undo the work that our African-American ancestors and our African-American elders put in. They decided to reverse the hard work that African-Americans fought for, right? To liberate ourselves, to give us a semblance of equality in this country. The first thing the Fourth Reich, Führer, did, all right, first of all, these are the same people, all right? Keep in mind, on Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, all right? On his birthday, we had a apartheid baby, known white supremacist, the richest man on the planet, give a Hitler signal and signal all his white supremacist supporters globally.
And if you know that truth about the Hitler signal, we all know that the story of Hitler and how he murdered all the fake Jews during his time. So they are planning on that reenactment, but this time they know that we are the children of Israel. So they are going to attack us. They're not going to go down there and go to Israel and attack those Jews. No, they've been knowing who the Jews are, even during the time Hitler was in power, during his time, and he knew that these guys were not the Jews. He knew that they were the fake Jews. And Yahweh put it on his spirit to kill them. And he killed them all. I remember that story, Diary of Anne Frank, and how all them Jews and all them people was getting killed, and they wanted us to be teary-eyed, and feel bad for these white people. And little do we know, we are the Jews. We are the children of Israel. But that same spirit, Auschwitz or whatever they want to call it, spirit, and Nazi spirit is on the white man, and now they want to make that reenactment, but this time they know that we are the true children of Israel. So if anybody didn't really understand why he did that, it was not just because of racism, it's because of prophecy, and they know that signal that Elon Musk did. They know that we are the true children of Israel. He even said that Yahweh Shem Yahushai, son Yahushai, is black. He knows that God is black, and he pretty much knows that the children of Israel most of them are in America. He knows who we are, and he knows, everybody knows prophecy. So, what better way than they got to fight. They got to come against us. That's exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to read this in the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It says, now it shall come to pass in the latter days, which is now, that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills. That's exactly what is happening. The children of Israel waking up, going back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai by the thousands, man, each day, thanks to the efforts of the prophets. They pushing that work, they doing that word. Each and every one of them is helping to rebuild the house of David. That is true, and the new covenant is being preached as well. That way it seals the deal to make sure that you are safe during these times. Yahweh willing, he protects you, and you are in the new covenant, but that's exactly what's happening. A lot of the people are waking up. Yahweh Shem Yahweh's name is in the earth once again, and that the children of Israel is being revealed, and they've been revealed on a grand scale. And we are the royalty, we are the people, and we are the mountain that's on top of the mountains. And the mountains represent other countries, governments, nations. And the funny part about it is that we the brokest country, we the brokest nation. We're not even in our own nation right now, which is Israel. We the brokest nation out of all of them. But we the ones that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to give the world to, or back to, and we'll be established forever. So this is a wake-up call to every single other nation. They got to help the white man fight. They got to help him fight, because this right here is a threat to all of them. They're not going to get in power. They're not going to be in rule. They're not going to become the next superpower of the world that's going to take the place of Babylon. It's not going to be another Babylon. It's not going to be like that no more. So, what better way than to help this white man kill us off? And that's exactly what they're planning to do. So it says, which is impossible. Yet again, Israel is the sand of the sea. You killing a couple of thousand during these times that's coming is nothing compared to how many of us are there, not just around the world, but it's so many of us in America. It's not even funny, because you got Judah. You have the blacks, you got the Negroes. No, you got the blacks, you got the Mexicans, you got the Indians, and it's millions. We outnumber them by millions. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous on how many, like the Lord say, Judah shall be a terror to Egypt. These white people they gonna fear them, man. Yeah, they're gonna have guns and all that and fight, but at the end of the day, they're gonna get their ass whooped. I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's gonna be terrible. So we're gonna read this, and it says, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. Many people shall come and say, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob. So that's what's happening right now. People are reading their Bibles, and they trying to cling with us. They trying to be with us. They trying to coexist with us and get along with us, because they don't want to be destroyed by Yahweh Shem Yahushai upon his coming, and all the prophecies are linking together and everything is making sense. and everybody's seeing it, it's like, okay, well, let me go get an Israelite girl, or let me go get an Israelite man, and let me have kids by them. Let me get into their family. Let me have a relationship with them, because these guys are the kings and the queens that the Bible is talking about, or the kings and the princesses per se that the Bible is talking about, that are going to rule, and they're going to rule over us all. So might as well just get a foot in there, and some of them know that they're going to be slaves, and at least have a good position in slavery to where you're not getting beat half to death for dropping a brick or for slowing down, because the slavery that the white man got coming is terrible, bro. It's terrible, bro. Yeah, he gonna lash out this one big time, but it's nothing compared to what he's gonna get. So we all know that. We know that. So it says, he will teach us his ways, and we shall walk. It says we shall walk in his paths. That's right. Everybody gonna know the law. It says, for out of Zion shall go forth the law. Right. So it's no more swine for these white folks. It'll be no more these unhealthy foods and these nasty ass fake medicines that they give you. It won't be none of that. Everybody is gonna eat what Yahweh tell them to eat. Everybody is gonna think the way the Lord tells them to think. They're not gonna they're gonna lose all this control that they have. They're not gonna have it. It's gonna be a razor thin. The only thing that they're gonna have control over is actually nothing. But that's what's coming to the white man. He's not gonna have any control over anything, nothing. But it says, for out of Zion shall go forth law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. He shall judge between the nations and rebuke many people. That's true. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, meaning that it ain't gonna be no more wars. And everything that these nations tore down and destroyed with the nuclear bombs, they gonna go and rebuild it, and it'll be Israel's kingdoms over the ashes of their nations. So it says, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. It says, O house of Jacob, come and let us walk in the light of Yahweh. That's true. It says, for you have forsaken your people, the house of Jacob, because they are filled with eastern ways. It says, they are soothsayers like the Philistines, meaning that it was a point in time to where we used to take on African culture, and we were not African, like this guy right here. That's African culture, and them dreadlocks and well, just his dreadlocks and his hairdo. That's African culture, and that is disrespectful to the Lord and a sign of feminism. But he doesn't know that. And if he does know that, he doesn't care. But that's all that African culture and all that heritage that we took from the Hamites, and these are the same people that sold us into slavery, which is why a lot of them are trying to be with the black movement and say, oh, I'm black, and we all black. No, that's not that simple. You got the Hamites, you got the Israelites, and you got different ethnics of the Hamites, aka Africans, and they do not like the children of Israel. They've always hated them. Like I said, so during the times when the transatlantic slave trade was beginning, they went and found the children of Israel and rounded them all up and sent them to the Americas and scattered them across the world for profit. That's exactly what they did. And now they're trying to say, oh, we are all black and we are all a part of it. No, you're not. You are not. If we all know the seed of the Father. If you ain't a part of that, then you're screwed. So that's just what it is. So it says, they are soothsayers like the Philistines, and they are pleased with the children of foreigners. That is true. So it says, their land is also full of gold, silver and gold, and there is no end to their treasures. It says, their land is also full of horses, and there is no end to their chariots. Their land is also full of idols. He's talking about not just the Philistines, the white man too, and today in the cities and the cars and life here, that's what he's referring to. Also, it says, It says their land, they worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. People bow down, and each man humbles himself. They do not forgive them. It says, enter into the rock and hide in the dust from the terror of Yahweh, and the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of a man shall be humbled. Exactly. And that's exactly what's going to happen when Yahweh Shai glorifies his father, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, on that day that's coming, that great and terrible day. And when the angels are coming and, Yahweh Shai come down from the ship and everybody seeing him and his magnificence and his size, like they said in the Bible, it said it was a bunch of children and then it was one man that was taller than the rest of them. Yahweh Shai, these angels are tall, very tall, giants. And everybody is going to be afraid because this whole time they talk about the aliens and the UFOs and they haven't seen what they look like. Rumor has it that they have, some of them have, and but they haven't seen it on this scale. So when it does happen and Yahweh Shai reveals himself during that time, the last day of the world, which is nuclear day, everybody is going to be terrified. A lot of people are going to be terrified. A lot of people are going to be feeling stupid. And before that, even now, a lot of people are feeling stupid. So it says the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. It says, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. So we in that day. We are. But the great and terrible day is the last day of the world, which is a nuclear day. But we are in that day to where a lot of people are getting reality checks. A lot of these white people, a lot of our people, other nations that are waking up and getting reality checks like, damn, they are what they say they are. And plus the slavery is the one of the main links in the chains that link us to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and to the kingdom of heaven and to this Bible, because Deuteronomy prophesies that we would go into captivity for the wrong that we've done. So that is the truth. And by the white man taking us and putting us into captivity, not knowing to him that them ancient scrolls existed before, and during those ancient times, and not knowing to him that, the Bible existed during these ancient times, and they didn't know about it. Well, they probably did, who knows? But they fulfilled prophecy when they took us into slavery. So hey, there it is. We are the children of Israel, and there is no reversing it. It's that there it is. The slavery fulfilled that prophecy, which linked us to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and the name Yahweh Shai. There it is. There's your proof. We don't even all this other proof that's coming out. Yeah, that's good, but that was the main link right there. You shouldn't have did that. That was the stupidest thing the white man ever did.
On Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and then the next day, the Führer. The Vice President Trump, Elon Musk's real president, Vice President Trump rolls back an executive order to purposely take away the rights and benefits of African Americans to live here as equal citizens. But you know who it hurts the most? It hurts all those POCs that got the benefit from those policies. It hurts us too, though, right? Because white European Americans want the right to be racist again. They're trying to make America great again. And I just want to congratulate FBA. I want to congratulate Tariq Nasheed on a great job telling black people not to go vote. I want to congratulate Dr. Umar Johnson, who told black people that they shouldn't go vote. I want to congratulate Phil Scott, all right, who told black people not to go vote, who vilified.
And that's another thing. These 2/3 felt like if they voted for Camilla, these dumb niggas, that they would get a different outcome when it would have been the same. It would have been the same outcome, and they would have forced her to push the same laws. And these people that he's saying that was wrong to to not vote were true. Don't vote. Don't vote at all. You got the power. Why would you want to vote for who's going to be in president? Y'all might as well be the president. Y'all run this shit. It makes perfect sense. So, but this guy is a 2/3 and he doesn't understand in depth. He just understands what he sees and what is told to him. He's not really doing any kind of full study. And this is these, like the Most High said right here. Let me go back to the beginning. It says, Alas, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a brood of evildoers, children who are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh, like this man right here. It says, they have provoked to anger the Holy One of Israel. They have turned away backwards. It says, why should you be stricken again? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the heart faints. From the sole of the foot even to the head, there is no soundness in it. Meaning that these people don't have no wisdom, and they're not smart, and they're not spiritual, you know. And if they are, they're not spiritual in the field that they need to be spiritual in, which is the Bible, you know. And knowing the truth about who they are, they reject that and they accept worldly things. So right now, him and how he's speaking tells me that he doesn't know anything at all, you know. We all know that elections and presidency and Democrats and Republicans are a big ass fat ass scam. We all know that. So voting for Camilla would have gave you the same outcome, but a little later, you know, because she works for the elites too, and those are her handlers. And in time, they would have made her push these laws. They would have made her push these laws. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, these people had no hope, and the only hope that they had was in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and the name Yahushai the Lord. But they don't want to turn to the Lord, and the Lord would give them the knowledge for them to know that they have the power. This is how dumb the 2/3 is. This is why they gotta go, because they refuse to acknowledge the Lord, you know, and they refuse to acknowledge who they are. They just feel like they're just people in this world, and they deserve equal rights like other people in this world, but they're not understanding that they above the people of this world. They're not normal, and the way they see other people is not the way they see. It's not the way they see them. You know, these people are looking at us like we the people, and they the ants. That's exactly what they're looking at. That's how great of a threat Israel is. We are the people, the giants, and they the ants. They're not looking at us the same. They take great fear and great threat from these against these niggas. They are afraid, you know. And a lot of these 2/3, they so blind they don't see, and they don't acknowledge who they are.
Qualified candidate on the Democrat side because she was a woman. She was black. She was Asian. She was mixed. I want to congratulate all the black, fake, so-called pro-black, pan-African black nationalists who supported Donald Trump openly. I want to congratulate all the black Hunarians who low-key supported Donald Trump. I want to congratulate all the black content creators who got to the bag talking trash about a black woman and promoted Donald Trump, who normalized Donald Trump's racism, who pretended like Donald Trump and the people around him are not racist. I want to congratulate all those black people who saw that the bag, getting to the bag and getting the money was more important than supporting your black community. I want to congratulate all of you. I want to congratulate what's that one, he shaped like an egg, dark skinned dude with the beard trying to look like a fat, out of shape Rick Ross, even though Rick Ross is already fat and out of shape, but he's further out of shape and has less money, but he pretends like he got money. He put the glasses on. What's his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. He hate women too, right? He hate women. Y'all, he from Detroit. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking. Forget his name. His daddy passed away. He gave him some money and he walked around pretending like he's a successful businessman when he's really just a trust fund baby. But he faked it. Now he's making it because he's making real money now. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know the dude pretend like he cool but couldn't bag a chick for real. I don't even know how he got married, to be honest. All right, but I want to congratulate all of them. I want to congratulate.
I'm gonna go to part 2. I'm going there now.